In this video, I'll show you how to use custom functions and also how to utilize JSON value written using your custom code. Now, I am in one of the solutions, so I'll show you how to create a function. So you go to new automation and click on function. Now from here, you can start typing the information. So I'll just name this as JSON function. I'll just put some description around here. Now, in order to get the JSON value, uh, as you see over here, like there are input parameters. So if I go to input parameter, you can see the data type is boolean, decimal, float, integer, and string. Even for output result, the data type is boolean, decimal, float, integer, and string. Now, what if we want to have a JSON value? How do we get that? So for that, you may need to do some sort of a transformation. Now, I'll just show you an example. So I won't use any input or output parameter for time being, but I'll show you how to utilize those. Now, you need some output result, right, in order to extract the information from that function. So let me call this as, say, JSON string, and its of data type is of string. Now, in the formula, the output which we are going to get is the output of that JSON string value. Now, how do we extract the JSON string value is we may need to do some sort of a transformation. Now, let's assume you take input parameter from the function. So I'll take an input parameter as say name, and I'll take an input parameter as age, and age will be an integer, and this one is say grade. So name, age, and grade, and this one is say decimal. And now here we have three input parameters and one output parameter. So output parameter is JSON string. Now here we can form that JSON. Now in order to form that JSON, we need to use some sort of a syntax. So uh, we'll use a curly braces for time being, and we'll call this as say name colon. So name colon and the name of that variable. So we can use the variable name, so which is the variable name, which is basically the one which we are using here. Okay, so this is that variable name. So name colon name. Now make sure that you name this parameter correctly. Now this one as a variable name and that syntax is same, so I'll just call it as name colon name. So, and then I will use another object, so age colon, and then the variable name age. And then I will use another parameter whereby I'll get the grade. So grade, and this is that JSON string object which we have got. Okay, now we can either make use of this parameters, or we can just hard code that value. Okay, so I can show you like both the approaches, but for time being, just assume that this is the JSON. Now in order to get into that format, we need to convert this into a JSON format, right? So we have a function called as JSON. So if I just type in JSON and then enclose the JSON data value, it will convert that into a JSON object, right? Now, still this is like, like the JSON string will give you an output in the form of a string, right? So for that, what you need to do is you need to convert this into a text, as the output of the output variable data type JSON string is string. Now here we say the formula contains name where ident is expected. So I'll just remove that space over here, and now it says the formula contains name where the ident is expected. So let me do one thing. Let me take this syntax, okay, and let me remove this double quotes. Okay, so I've just removed the double quotes, and now I will just call this as name value. Okay, And this one, let me call this as age value, and grade, let me call it as grade value. So that's a variable name. So this is my JSON. So I'm just substituting the value of the variable. So that's age value. And for grade, we have grade and grade value. So what we have done, we have formed a syntax, okay, and that will deliver the JSON, convert into string, and then store it in an output variable. So let me click on save over here. So the function name is JSON function, and we're going to call this through Power Automate. Now I've already written Power Automate flow over here. Now this is like a simple Power Automate flow, manually trigger a flow. Now here I'm going to call the database action unbound. And in that unbound action, I will call my function gcop underscore JSON function. Gcop is the publisher name. And once I select that function, it will show me the parameters. So the parameters name value, age value, and grade value. So name, if I can give it as Girish, age say 22, and grade value is 3.45. Okay, and I'll just say publish. Now, in order to see the output, we have to use a compose just to show you the output, how this output will look like. So if I select a dynamic value, I'll take the JSON function and the output as JSON string. Let me publish this. And now run this. So if you encounter those kind of an error, what you can do is like just go into the old designer, I'll say save and switch, and then you run those particular Power Automate. So I'm switching back to the classic designer, and I will try to run that flow again. And now once the flow runs, let's see the output of compose. Now, as you see over here, the output of compose is a JSON value, okay? But as you see over here, the JSON is like, as you see in the output over here, JSON is coming as correct. But then when you see this actual representation, because this is string representation, there might be some slashes around, okay, the double quotes, because it is just uh, because you cannot have double quotes within a double quotes, and that's why it is escaping that double quote. So alternative way, what you can do with that function is maybe use a single quotes and then get those things sorted out, okay. So the goal of this entire exercise was to show you how to get a JSON output, or for a matter of fact, you can even send a JSON input, okay, but in the form of string representation. But then you need to convert that back to a JSON value if you want to consume that in within your application down the string. So in this example, we have seen how to basically create a JSON function. So the JSON function has an output value and three input parameters. So we have formed a well-formed JSON with different data types, string, integer, and decimal. We have outputted as a string, but then that string is not technically a string, but it contains a JSON value. And if you want to utilize that JSON value within your uh, Power Automate flows or any other application, you can go ahead and do that. So till the time we have any data type related to JSON, I think we have to live with these kind of scenarios. Thanks for watching.